Peace, family, and welcome to Mindful Meditation Monday. This week, this actual month, welcome to December. This whole month of December, we'll be talking about being able to. Some of us have holiday blues, and so what we're doing is we're using mindfulness to ward off those holiday blues. And the first week of December, we've dedicated to grief because that is first and foremost what many of us are experiencing. And yes, grief is, whenever we think of it, loss of a loved one, a child, a parent, but it can also be other things. What about the loss of a job, or the loss of a passion that you once had, the loss of a pet, the loss of a situation, friends, long-term relationships, all types of different loss. It can be a loss of sanity, maybe something that causes anxiety and depression during this time. Maybe it's a loss of a home or a loss of a lifestyle, or loss comes in a lot of different packages. And so with that comes grief, and grief has stages. And so tonight's meditation is going to be dedicated to that, to understanding that grief does have its stages. It does have a process that it must undergo, and we just have to respect it. And so there's a lot of opinions out there as to what to do during this time, but my suggestion is to allow it to go, because everything that we experience, it always starts as an experience, which we're the only species that actually continue to live out our experiences of the past and continue to experience them as though they're happening over and over and over again. And those thoughts continue to manifest in our bodies, and it can manifest as diseases. It can manifest as tension, discomfort, knots in our body, illnesses, anything. And so the best advice that I can give is to allow yourself to wait, allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to release, allow yourself to just let it go whenever it's ready to go, and not to rush yourself to feel like, you need to be whatever someone else's expectations are for you to be. You just allow yourself to flow. So this meditation is for the flow. It's for allowing the grief process to come and go whenever it needs to. But even more, it's about being able to handle the holiday blues so much more mindfully, not feeling pressured, not feeling overwhelmed, not feeling stressed. Just being able to be exactly who you are and flow in the way that you need to during this holiday season. So let's get started. You may ask yourself, how do you allow what's there to be there? When we feel challenged by something, all that we can do sometimes is just to simply wait it out and to be one with our actual feelings as they come and as they happen, and to experience them in the body and to allow them to flow. Oftentimes it means that you may find yourself crying. Maybe you have a friend that you can express yourself to. And even whenever you're by yourself, allow yourself to grieve. With all of the complex emotions, they need to present themselves, and they need to be able to release in whatever way is fitting for the situation. So allow yourself to be in a safe place, in a protected place with people that love you by your side. And know that it is incredibly healing. It is very healing to allow yourself sometimes just to fall apart in the moment. Release it. Sense the humility in yourself, knowing that terrible things have happened. Terrible things may also still happen, but that you are amazingly powerful, and you are incredibly courageous, and that you have the power and the courageousness and the bravery to acknowledge all of your losses and still bounce back, knowing that this is the cycle of life. And that at the end of the day, all of us are imperfect. So allow yourself to ride the waves of grief with mindfulness, with self-compassion. Allow this to happen over and over. And just take the moments breath by breath. There is no set prescription, and there's no way of knowing when the grief will end. But with you creating the self-care needed for yourself and allowing yourself to acknowledge the present moment, it will. The largest piece of moving on is through the mind. Because the mind has control over the physical processes and the mental processes. That the mind, body, and soul may undergo during grief. So grief has its own way of unfolding, and it's nothing that anybody can plan, nor can they get rid of it. Because no matter how you handle it, sooner or later, you'll allow it to go. You'll find the appropriate time to want to let it go and to finally release all of those heavy held feelings. And sometimes the grief might be so heavy that we feel that we may have to sit it down for a while. So in these moments, allow yourself to set it down, to take a walk outside, maybe to eat some healthy food, to talk with a friend, diffuse some beautiful smelling oil, watch something on television that makes you laugh, play with a pet. Whatever you choose, choose something, anything positive that does not remind you of your sadness. And above all, be sure to be a friend to yourself. And allow yourself to give you the energy that you need and the energy that is needed to come back to continue to process your grief. Know that it can still become possible to bring your awareness to some of the positive aspects of life and allow these positive effects of life to empower you to see more of your thoughts, your mental capacity, how amazing you are more clearly, and also to recognize your strength and feel your bodily sensations more viscerally. Many of us allow ourselves to get numb, mentally and physically, during this time. For some of us, apathy develops. For some of us, we bury ourselves into work and we just work harder in order not to feel the hurt or pain. And for some of us, we continue to run from place to place, from city to city, from job to job, from family to family, looking for what resides within, running away from what we don't want to deal with, and not allowing the process to take its course in order to heal. Don't do that to yourself. Know that this process, it's meaningful. It's so meaningful. And life is but just an underlying sense of the unknown. The only constant in life is change. But it is always uncertain. It's always unknown. And it always is, there's a mystery about it. And in this mystery, we find ourselves in the middle of it. But as this mystery continues on in this journey that we call life, allow yourself to embrace it and respect the process in a sense of wonder and in a sense of gratitude. As much as we feel like we've lost during this grieving process, it's so important that we are loving, that we embody love, and that we continue to give love. Above all, it's important that we allow ourselves to be loved. Many times whenever we feel grief or we feel as though we've lost something, it also feels as though we've lost love, whether it be love from ourselves or love from somebody else. But continue to reflect on and allow yourself to receive the caring support of others. So allow yourself now to relax. And begin to observe your mind. Don't get caught up in your thoughts, just observe your mind, bring awareness to it. And then your body. Paying attention to those places that may be stiff. That may stand out. That may have a specific sensation. Or it may be a sensation that feels incredibly good. But bring awareness to your body. And from and from this small distance, allow the sensations to be however they are, without any judgment. In this moment, try not to be negative about anything that doesn't feel good. All you're doing right now is bringing awareness to your breath, bringing awareness to your mind, and bringing awareness to your body and its sensations. And now shift yourself gently into releasing the negative. Allow all the negativity that is stored into the mind. It may be locked into your breath. It may be locked into the crevices, the deep crevices of your body, your heart. Find those painful spots and release them. Check your pelvic region, the small of your back, your neck, your shoulders, your forehead, the back of your neck, sometimes it's at the bottom of your feet, your knees, your upper thighs, your hips, your shoulders, and imagine a great wind sweeping the negativity off of the surface. Allow it to come from deep inside of your body and all rise to the surface. Imagine that it's beaded up water. That has appeared on top of a freshly waxed car. And that the wind sweeps it away. A gentle breeze of bright light sweeps it away from the surface of your body so that it no longer exists. And whatever sensation that brings, whether it be releasing in tears, releasing in breath, releasing it in the body, giving into the aches and pains and allowing them to remove themselves from our bodies. Relaxing every single tendon and muscle within the body. So that it may be calm, relaxed, and in a place where it can let go. It can let go. And now open yourself up to now allow in the positive. And remember that you can bring attention to feeling the positive. It is always there whenever the sadness seems to loom around, or even when other feelings are also present. There's always a positive side. Open yourself up to wonder, the childlike curiosity, that we all used to embody and we all used to have, that allowed us to be so open, curious as to what things are, what the day will bring, wonderful excitement, and tons of learning experiences, but all taken in a way as a hunger and thirst for life, a hunger and thirst for knowledge, and a hunger and a thirst for truth. And most of all, gratitude. Gratitude for the most mysterious way that life unfolds in front of us. Gratitude for the way that we're allowed this space and the time that it takes for our own grief to unfold. But as our grief unfolds, it can unfold alongside our kind awareness of it. So for times of grief, it can be helpful to allow what's there to be there. Try to limit what is painful or harmful. And when that pain or that sense of harm comes upon you, switch gears into the learning process as to what it stands for. What is this wall? What is this ceiling? What is this boundary that I'm building? What is it there for? What is it there to teach me? What have I learned in response to what I've experienced? Try to do what is more enjoyable and beneficial for your spirit and for yourself. And always open yourself into a space of wonder and gratitude. I'm so appreciative of your courage and for you allowing me to be with you during your time of grief. And for you making the choice to involve yourselves in the holiday blues, but this year in such a mindful way, with caring awareness, because that's all mindfulness is being present in the moment and being so grateful for every moment that we're blessed to have. So may you continue to inspire others. May you continue to inspire love, and most of all, may you always continue to inspire peace. Namaste, family. I love you forever and always, and know that I am going through this process too. And I appreciate you joining me on this journey to experience it together. So have an amazing evening, and I'll see you next Monday.